Hi, everybody. Welcome and thank you for taking in the repeat performance of the Duke and Duchess of Hazzard, because that is what this has become, a repeat performance in a touring circus. And hate me if you want to, but these two clowns have dragged the entire royal family into their clown act. I would say that there are likely only 3 or 4 people out of the first 20 in the line of succession who are not now, in one way or the other, at one point or another, part of this show, children obviously excluded. In my opinion, Anne has kept very much out of the drama and away from it all, and obviously Catherine has also been out of the public eye pretty much for most of the year, so she too could not send subliminal messages through her clothing, her teeth, or her shoes to the Harkles. I also think Prince Edward is also just keeping quiet and away from it all. His wife Sophie is, however, a no-nonsense spitfire. Remember that during the funeral she bit the bullet and took on the role as Meghan's minder? But remember her face. If looks could kill, we would have buried another body that week. So I think she pretty much speaks her mind. So yes, unfortunately, for as long as we have the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Prince and Princess of the United Kingdom on the Working Royal website, and the glassy-eyed Duke prancing about in different countries, struggling to stay on the red carpet or get up on a stage, we shall associate them with the British royal family and laugh at all of them for what they had become. Yes, legally, according to the official royal website, the king and the monarchy still owns the sideshow and will own it until the day we can no longer call the clowns Duke and Duchess or Prince and Princess. Talk about a ghetto queen, or then a ghetto princess. Good heavens, I have seen ghetto queens with more style, class, and decorum on TikTok than Meghan can ever hope to have. I don't know what it is with Meghan, but it is as if she is in opposite mode, where everyone else are constantly trying to improve themselves. Meghan seems to try her best to become the worst of herself. I do not understand her value system at all. When I look at her, I keep thinking she would have been a bigger hit as a biker chick in a rough biker gang. Really, I can see her in a leather jacket, glass of booze in one hand, and cigarette hanging out of her mouth. I can't help it, but for me, she looks totally uncomfortable in her current supposed role. Like she does not know how to act, how to sit, how to stand, and she definitely does not know how to dress appropriately. I looked it up, and Bogota was 63 degrees Fahrenheit, or then 17 degrees Celsius yesterday. Now, I know that people in different countries are climatized to where they live and thus experience temperatures differently. But California is relatively warm, so 17 degrees Celsius should feel a little chilly for the Californian girl Meghan makes herself out to be. So explain to me why she again attended an event with a dress open right down to her nipples, which apparently is situated just to the left and the right of her belly button. A dress, again, with a peephole, which is like a black hole in space. You look into it and there's just nothing. And then the slit. Oh, don't forget the slit. The slit is what we used to call the $2 trick. It takes no effort to get to the you-know-what. Let's call it the end goal. Like my dad used to say, half the pleasure is taking it all off layer by layer. So if you want to be a cheap trick, you go run around advertising $1 a minute or something like that. I had to ad-lib a little as this is YouTube. Anyway, seeing that we are talking about clothing, the outfit she arrived in was nice. Yes, the open shoulders again and the jacket ends, which draws the eye to the crotch area. But, overall, the navy blue suit was a good fit. It did not show too much, wasn't too big or too small, and most of all, it wasn't wrinkled or slept in. Then she wore the peephole dress. Now, the best thing for me about that particular dress was the fabric. I loved the fabric and the patterns, and it would have looked gorgeous in a wide skirt with a plain top. What there are not many pictures of yet is the brown ensemble she wore later. Oh my word. Those silky, satiny pants looks like the bottoms of a pair of silky pajamas. And then she matched it with a brown Victoria Beckham shirt in a different fabric and in a different brown, which was at least 1 or 2 sizes too big. A total mess. But for a change, her hair and makeup combo, I thought, was rather nice. Anyway, guys, so let's talk Harry and his display so far. I go through Instagram posts and every second one has at least one picture of Harry looking sour or distracted. And then that one picture is used to write a narrative about how Harry and Meghan can't stand one another, are definitely not living together, blah, blah, blah. Well, I looked at about 100 photographs from their first day in Colombia, and I was struck by a revelation, an aha moment, you can call it, but I do not see what you see. Not exactly. I do see a man, a petulant man-child really, who is being dominated and led around by his wife like a prize pony, and who, when he misbehaves a little, gets an eye lashing or a side eye piercing him like a laser. But what I do not see is hate or even the fact that they cannot abide with one another. I do think Meghan cringes a little when Harry says something stupid, and I think he cringes a little when she tells a blatant lie. But otherwise, I think when they are not, say, fighting, they are pretty much interdependent and quite happy with their catch or what they deem to be their prize. Harry, I think, knows he won't find someone who will allow him to drink and use these psychedelics like Meghan. Someone who actually supports him in this kind of lifestyle. He also knows he hasn't got what it takes to be anything, so he needs Meghan to come up with plans and prop him up. And she knows she will go back to being nobody without Harry, his family links, and obviously the titles. All I can do to convince you is to show you some of the photographs I looked at, and then you tell me whether you think Harry looks unhappy. To me, he looks slightly maybe uncomfortable sometimes, but it's a new place and he is a bit more of an introvert than Meghan. But as a whole, he looks as smug as always. Have you ever considered that on the occasion when he does look a little off, He may very well be craving a drink or a puff. He may be sitting there thinking, oh, I wish they would just stop it now. I need my meds. I think that is a distinct possibility. For me, he is just only too happy to hold that claw and to laugh and smile with her. Anyway, as for the Vice President, Miss Marquez, she held a press conference stating the reasons why she invited Harry and Meghan to Colombia as number one, after seeing their Netflix documentary in which they discussed their hardships and horrible treatment in the royal family. She felt that, and I quote, this woman deserved to come to their country and tell her story. Okay, take that one on the nose, royal family, because you refuse to listen to your public. Meghan Markle will not stop. She will slander you and throw out these daggers until you stop her. Anyway, number two, according to Miss Marquez, Diana had planned to visit Colombia shortly before she died. Okay, of course, they can't go anywhere without their Diana card. I mean, their Diana card is like their passport, okay? So just accept it. Anyway, guys, I still have a lot to talk about, like the price of Meghan's clothing, some body language stuff. Yes, the two were actually caught in an exchange where Meghan said to Harry, hand. Harry quickly offered his hand with a, here you go. But guys, don't go nuclear on me with a see. There is more to body language than one interaction. Anyway, I have a surprise meeting later, so I have to get going. I'll be back soon to chat some more. So please take care of yourselves until then. Bye.